into the outside wall.
He's gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Funke goes off. De Jong in second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying, there's contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the upset the Parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the Parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Round 9 of the Indy Elite Series brings us to the Lonestar State, and the Indy Elite Classic. Welcome to ESPN. This is the Esports Broadcasting Network, live from the Circuit of the Americas. This 3.4 mile circuit. First time ever these guys have made this trip to this circuit, so it's going to be very interesting to see how things turn out here tonight. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett. I will be your host for tonight's proceedings for this 30 lapper that is set to kick off. Qualifying about to set to kick off in about 4 minutes time. But before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to the sponsors of this year's Triple Crown Challenge. That would be Redline Ace. If you're looking for some apparel that is racing themed, mainly t-shirts, then go to redlineace.com. Get yourself some brand new kit there for yourself. That is redlineace.com, and they are the sponsors of the Redline Ace Triple Crown Challenge here with the Indy Elite Series. You can catch that third and final round at the annual Indy 500 coming up in May. And who is going to claim that one? You know, Austin Esparti will be looking to get another win in that race. But for now, let's focus on tonight's event, as there's going to be one man looking to get his second win here tonight, and that is one Mr. Andreas Eek, amazingly getting a fantastic win here last time we were broadcasting, last time the race, which was 2 weeks ago. Hard to believe that has gone by so quickly. But let's go to the action on track before we go to qualifying here. And you see it right there. It's a lovely dry day, as it always is on iRacing. Never mind. As we are going to go to find somebody out on track. There's Adam Blocker there in the number 26 machine. And you know, he's going to be looking for a good result here tonight. Only one win on the season, mind you. We have had different winners at different races this season. You know, Adam Blocker, he enjoys racing on these road courses, but there's going to be a lot of other road course bringers out there tonight. I mean, Andreas Werner, he won the last time we were at a road course, which was at Detroit, as Adam Blocker goes a bit offline there, going off the track. Let's focus on Henry Bennett now. He's a very much a road course specialist. Going to be looking to get a good result here tonight. Currently the points leader, as he circulates the track. He's going to be looking to maintain that points lead tonight. Now we'll go through the point standings for you in just a second. We're just over a minute left in hot lap sessions here. Before we do that, let's go to our results in the hot lap sessions as they stand at the moment. Zach Campbell at the top of the standings, Joshua Chin in second. Look for him to get a good result here tonight. Henry Bennett in third, Sage Karam sits in fourth, Jamie Wilson in fifth. Lynn Lazia is back in the field tonight. He is in sixth place, as is Simon Bryant. Adam Blocker in eighth, Eric O'Connor in ninth, and winner from last time round, Andreas Eek sitting in the top 10. Riley Thompson, Andrew Wood, Richard Hole, Andrew Kinsella, Liam Quinn, John Downing, Adam Dock, Chad Simpson, Joe Flanagan, and Chris Cahill complete the top 20. Then you have Jonathan Goke returning to the series tonight. Joe Branch in 22nd. Joe Branch running a new paint scheme. We'll get into that in a moment. Danley Ench in 23rd. Adam Plunkett in 24th. Dakota DiCenzo in 25th. Niall McBride 26th. Raul Alvarez in 27th. Ray Kingsbury 28th. Tim Miller, Michael Peters, and Bradley Walters not taking time as yet here tonight. So just about to tick over into qualifying here at COTA. And you know it's going to be one hotly contested qualifying session, as there it is. The checkered flag is out for this session. I'm going to throw the ticker up there for everyone to see. As there we go, we tick it over to qualify now. Let's see who the first man out on track will be. No one out on track right now, as Jamie Wilson looks like he's going to be the first one to blink here. I take that back. That would be Mr. Liam Quinn going out on pit road first. Let's focus in on Mr. Quinn so far. Driving for Team Talent, running another new paint scheme there in his traditional purple. As we have a 10-minute qualifying session here at Circuit of the Americas. So while they're all out on qualifying, let's give a roundup of the point standings as they are right now. Henry Bennett is your points leader, and he is a clear 13 points ahead of Zach Campbell, Adam Blocker in third. Andrew Seek, after his win last time round, he is up to 4th place. Joe Branch occupying that 5th place. Remember, he is also a race winner, as well as Andrew Kinsella, who's occupying the 6th spot. Liam Quinn, who we're watching out on track right now, is in 7th. Chris Cahoe in 8th, Ray Kingsbury in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Joe Flanagan. Liam Quinn there just making the going for that double right-hander, which is very similar to the carousel corner you get at the Turkey track, the Istanbul track that used to run in Formula 1 back in the day. As Liam Quinn going to come across the line now to complete his outlap. Going through the S's there, very similar to the S's you get at Silverstone. Very sweeping there. You got to get those lines right as you make your way through the corners. As we have got quite a few, almost everybody out on track actually right now. But Liam Quinn, as he's the first one out to leave pit road, we are going to keep focusing on him right now. And coming down to the left-hander now. Got to get the apexes right for this corner. As now you can launch yourself onto this long straight here. Great opportunity for passing if you can get it right, get the slipstream right. Little dink to the left there. We're going to go on board with Liam Quinn for this one actually, just so you get a first-hand view of what exactly it is like there. Tight left-hander there, then you go to another tight right-hander. Got to get it right there, set yourself up, don't break through there. That's just a sweeping right-hander into the left-hander, don't break there. Got to, very similar to the left-hander you get at Bahrain. Then into this carousel type corner, like I said, very similar to the Istanbul circuit. Got to get the apexes right again around here as you set yourself up for this sweeping, but you've got to be careful left-hander. And then into the final corner. Let's see where this puts Liam Quinn as he gets it all wrong into the final corner. That's going to hurt his lap though. He's going to go out and try again. Jamie Wilson puts it on the pole so far with a 143.2 down. Joshua Chin on the pole there. Bennett there out on track as well. Andreas Eek not on track, he just towed it actually. Simon Bryant right there driving for Sadie Sim Autosport. Richard Holt just slides it into 3rd place. Ray Kingsbury into 4th, driving for LLM. Same for Richard Holt. He's independent, not running for a team incidentally. Got a mixture of teammates and independent drivers here in this field. Very, very diverse field here. Snake Pit Racing's own Joe Flanagan there in P4. Joe Branch, let's focus in on him, running a new paint scheme here tonight. And I've got to get this right because he described it to me earlier. What that sponsor is on his car. And it is a travel agency that he started himself this year. It's called Triptacular Memories. And they specialise in Disney trips and things like that. So if you want to book your next Disney trip, then go to Triptacular Memories. I'm pretty sure you can find them online. Somewhere, anyway. Awesome new venture there for Mr. Joe Branch as he's circulating around the track. Got loads of times coming in now. Riley Thompson popping into 8th place there. Adam Blocker into 2nd. Liam Quinn finally did lay down a time. Only good enough for P10 though. Flynn Lazier into the top 5. If you don't know who Flynn Lazier is, he is the son of former Indy 500 champion Buddy Lazier. Good to see him amongst us again. And we're looking for someone. Erica Connors out on track as well. Raul Alvarez is there in the Cosgrove Motorsports machine. Although he does run as independent in this series. Zach Campbell for Power Slide. Currently 2nd in points. Would love to get a decent result here tonight to close that 13-point gap to his teammate Henry Bennett. Breaking around the track now as just had John Downing pop into P12. Joe Flanagan in 14th. Joe Branch only 15th for that for his run there. We're still focused on Zach Campbell. We know how fast he can be on these road courses. Now down to the left-hander, going on to that long straight now. Gets him well down just enough into that tight left-hander. Now I'm going to focus on attacking this tight, twisty section here. You notice this is a circuit of 2 halves. This 3.4 mile demon here in Texas. Locks him up, going to that left-hander there. Not what you want to do. Does lose you a bit of time. The number 2 there of Zach Campbell. Not quite getting it right. Through the carousel now. Down towards the left-hander. Got to get the apex right there. We'll give you an off track if you run wide. Go into the final corner now. That's where Liam Quinn got it wrong on his run. Zach Campbell, no such problems here. And here he comes down towards the start-finish line, sorry. Good enough for 2nd place. Great time there for Zach Campbell. And crucially out-qualifies his own teammate, Henry Bennett. Who else is out on track that hasn't set a time there? There is Raul Alvarez in the number 9. Coming down towards the final corner now. Will he be able to set a time this time round? Down towards the start-finish line, and what will that give him? Absolutely nothing. He must have got an off-track somewhere because he did not set a lap time that time around. Got a few people just turning laps here, just getting used to the track there. It's Flynn Lazier as Lazier gets it all wrong. And into the barrier. Not what you want to see there. As let's take a look at that replay. Got it all wrong. Only taps on the barrier. He can carry on his merry way, but definitely a scary result for the man in the 4. Richard Holt just creeping around the track there. Zach Campbell still circulating. Do the carousel one more time. I think this is the 2nd lap, so I'm looking to go a bit faster this time around. Runs slightly wide as he darts down towards the final corner now. Out of the final corner, runs very wide. That's an off track, and that is going to ruin his lap. Bad luck for Zach Campbell, but he can be happy with the fact that he is on the front row going into this race. There's John Downing there. As qualifying and now draws to a close. So Joshua Chin and Zach Campbell will be starting on the pole here tonight for the race. Again, unfortunately, no grid lineup graphic for you for me to show here, unfortunately. We'll have that in future races, hopefully soon. But you see it across the top of your screen there. Anyway. There is a ticker right there. Everybody gridding up now, getting ready for this race. And let's go to Jamie Wilson, who's right there. Everybody getting gridded up for tonight's event. Jamie Wilson running for Team Talent here. Zach Campbell has gridded up now. Let's go straight to him. Andrew Kinsella is right there too. Don't count him out either. As this is a rare opportunity, we're going to get the Porsche safety car for the first time ever on ESPN. I'll be interested to see that one there as whole set of Joshua Chin lines up. We're ready to go here. Just waiting for the last people to grid up before we get rolling here tonight. So 3.4 miles, 30 laps around here at COTA. And it's going to be interesting how they all get it all sorted going into the first corner here. Very off camber, very different type of corner you'd expect. You see it a lot in Formula 1, people trying to dart for those outside lines. Trying to get a wide line and try and overtake on the outside instead of the inside as you'd normally expect. As they all start rolling now. And they're actually on the back stretch here. That long straight as it goes towards the tight left-hander. They're all going to get a bit of time to warm up the tyres, get things ready for this 30-lap race here. This is round 9 of the Indy Elite Series. This is the Indy Elite Classic brought to you by ESPN, the Esports Broadcasting Network. And we're live from the Circuit of the Americas. I believe this is the first time they have ever raced here. Remember, the real-life IndyCar series, the NTT Data IndyCar series, will be going here next, later this month. So that is going to be interesting to see. But first, we're going to see it here on your screens in virtual form. And it's going to be very interesting to see. So everybody out there watching, buckle yourselves in, get yourself a cold drink, as we are going to have one hell of a race here. And who is going to get the advantage as they make their way towards the final corner? And we can get this race underway here. Pace car is off the field in control of Joshua Chin. They made their way through the final corner. And away we go. We are under green flag conditions here. 30 laps are underway at COTA. And who is going to get the advantage going into turn 1 here? Joshua Chin getting a clear lead there as they go into turn 1. Let's go a bit further back there. Everybody keep taking it easy through turn 1 there. Nobody making drastic moves early on. Go back to Jonathan Goke there. He is taking it easy through that as everybody's got round turn 1 safely. That's exactly what you want to see here. But early on, Joshua Chin under pressure from Zach Campbell already. This is the classic battle between Team Talent and Team Powerslide. As Powerslide Motorsports, Zach Campbell, Henry Bennett up to third place, and Flynn Lazier under attack from Adam Blocker. Lazier managing to get the spot away from Blocker, and Lazier going to dive it in there on Henry Bennett, going towards the long straight. That's 3 wide as they come out of the turn. Glad they got it all figured out there. Adam Blocker able to get out in front there of Lazier and Bennett at the same time. Lazier, a few connection problems there, but here comes Bennett trying to take that outside line as they go to that tight left-hander, and Jamie Wilson right there for Team Talent, not going to back down, going to try the inside line on Lazier, not going to make it work. A hectic first lap here. Everybody taking it easy. There is Andreas Eek. Remember, he won last time round. As everybody just taking it easy so far. There is Chad Simpson in P15 driving for LLM. Come on, back in the front, Joshua Chin holding on to a 1 second lead already, managing to get away from Zach Campbell. There is the gap between the two. And everybody getting strung out now. Adam Blocker now has a 1 second lead over Lazia. Lazia trying to defend from Jamie Wilson. Man in the 87 all over the rear wing of the fore. Through the S's they go. They need to take it easy. And Lazia blinking out a bit there. A few connection problems. Henry Bennett has fallen from 3rd to 6th now on that first lap and a half alone. We've had some non-starters here. Now McBride having a few connection issues here for Team Talent. Back there in P26, Adam Plunkett, Dakota DiCenzo, I believe. They are both on pit road. Not sure what's happened there to them. Let's go back and see if we can find out what happened. We saw Noel McBride facing the wrong way. Take a look and find out what happened to him. And it's not going to let me, is it? No. There he is. Makes his way up to first turn. And just gets it all wrong on the exit, just facing the wrong way. So unfortunate there for Noel McBride. He gets it going again. He's in P25 now. Dan Liench falls victim to the man in 41. As McBride running wide there again. Go back to the front there. Joshua Chin now has a 0.3 of a second, 1.7 second lead over Zach Campbell. Henry Bennett there under attack from, well, not under attack, trying to catch up to Flynn Lazia. As there goes Jamie Wilson to the inside of Lazia. Finally gets the position away as they go into the S's. So Wilson up to P4 now. He's got to try and close that gap between himself and Adam Blocker. About to a battle there between Andreas Eek and Simon Bryant there. There's Andrew Wood. Bryant just ahead of him. Well, nine. And Bryant actually losing time to Riley Thompson, who's right there. And nice little train there for him, led by Richard Holt. Andrew Kinsella right there in P8. There is Riley Thompson. They're kind of similar to the train we saw at Melbourne earlier today. Or last night, if you're in the States. There's Andrew Wood. Andreas Eek right there. We're on board with him right now. Driving for Team Talent. And Eek and Wood running very similar paint schemes, as we've got someone running a bit wide there, locking them up. I believe that might have been Riley Thompson. Might be Simon Bryant, actually. I'm not really sure. Ben Lazia, Jamie Wilson and Henry Bennett still battling out, meanwhile, for that 4th spot. Kind of letting Adam Blocker get away. They see Blocker just ahead of them going into turn 1. As we get in lap 4 of 30. Oh, and Henry Bennett getting the wrong on the exit of the turn there. Luckily, manages to save it, but lost a ton of time to Lazia. You don't want to see that this early on in the race, but there's got plenty of time to catch up, so no harm, no foul there, no damage nonetheless. Back between the teammates here, Eek and Andrew Wood, almost nose to tail there, as Liam Quinn is on the back of Eek right now. The 3 teammates there running together, that's Quinn, Eek and Wood. Now, can they work together and get themselves further up the field here? They are flying astern here. There's Andrew Wood there trying to close down Simon Bryant. Letting him, is getting away a bit now. There's Bryant now going to try and put a move on Riley Thompson. Thompson right there in the Team Talent machine. I thought he was driving for TDR, but no, that's never mind. As that is Kinsella locking him up going into the left-hander. He's got around Richard Holt now, and he's going to set sail and set after Henry Bennett. He's still trying to make up time after that little incident going towards the backstretch. Out of the final turn to complete lap 4. And Lazier right there trying to keep within touching distance of Jamie Wilson. Going to dive it in there, not going to make it work this time. And we've seen in real life racing that you can make a really big diving move into that first corner. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on if your name's Daniel Ricciardo or not. A bit further back in the field, we've got Adam Dock there, who is running in P18 for Powerslide Motorsports. He's got Jonathan Goke right behind him, and has got Chris Cahill in front of him. Cahill running for Snake Pit Racing, trying to navigate those S's as safely as he can, and try and keep Adam Dock right behind him. But Dock is right there. Not able to make anything up from it there so far. So Dakota DiCenzo and Adam Blunkett are out already. Sage Karen, Michael Peters and Bradley Walters not taking the green here tonight. Interestingly enough. As Jonathan Goke has issues in the background there. Not sure what's happened to him there. Let's take another look and see what happened. Trying to close in on the back of Adam Dock there. He does have Joe Bradford behind him. Lost the back end of the car. And then he tries to get it going again, and it just goes round on him again. Unfortunately, Darren scrapes the barrier for good measure. He is back up and running again, though. Unfortunately, back in P22, just ahead of Tim Miller there. Let's check in with Joe Branch right now, as he's running in P19. He's running just about 1.5 seconds behind Chris Cahill. You see Cahill there is still trying to chase down Adam Dock. And Dock looks like he's starting to get away, and Eric O'Connor in trouble. No, he's having a nice battle with Chad Simpson, actually. I take that back. O'Connor actually just making the move on the 42 and moving his way up into the top 15 now. They're a good 2.5 seconds back from John Downing, who's trying to chase down Richard Holt now. And Holt's starting to fall backwards, it seems. The race spot sponsor number 91. Liam Quinn up there, and you see this nice big train here, led by Andrew Kinsella. You see Kinsella has got Riley Thompson all over his rear wing. What can Thompson do here? Takes a look going towards the left-hander. Oh, tries to slow it down, almost gets it to the back of Kinsella. Kinsella locking up for good measure as well. That has let Simon Bryant close back in as well. You see Bryant right there. Oh, as Bryant loses the back end! Not what you want to see there. Let's take another look at that. Got on a bit too much on the curve there. Almost collected Andrew Wood in the same process. Thankfully got it going, but he's lost a ton of time, just like Henry Bennett did earlier. Thankfully he's up and running again. A bit further up there, you see Riley Thompson still chasing down Andrew Kinsella as they make the dive towards turn 1. Is he going to make a move there? No, he's not. A bit too far back there for Riley Thompson. This is your battle for P7 right now. Between Team Talent and Powerslide Motorsports, battles everywhere between these guys. And you could say that Powerslide and Talent are both the most dominant teams in this series, taking wins off each other all season. Fortunately for Henry Bennett, he's the one that's been coming out on top of it, despite not winning a race yet this season. Would love to win one. And he's recovering from a spin earlier. So there is Henry Bennett. Joshua Chin, meanwhile, we're going to go back to him. We haven't seen him for a while yet. He's already closing in on the back of Raul Alvarez. He's going very slowly. And Zach Campbell's right there, not letting him get away. Oh, Campbell's got to slow down there. As Alvarez going off track there to stay away from the leaders. Manages to stay away. Chin, your leader. Zach Campbell losing a ton of time there after getting that slowdown. Adam Blocker just going into turn one there. You see him right there. Probably going to try and close the gap now. Jamie Wilson and Flynn Lazier still battling out meanwhile. Flynn Lazier finally gets the pass done on Wilson. Wilson not letting him get away though as they make their way through the S's. We are on lap 8 of 30. You saw in the background there, Henry Bennett starting to close in on these guys as well now. Jamie Wilson still trying to get by Lazier. Henry Bennett has closed the gap now. You see him right there. And as there goes Wilson. Gonna dive it in there. And doesn't make it work. Lazier able to stay ahead. So this battle's still raging on, and now Henry Bennett's going to get his throws hat into the ring again. Try and get himself a couple of positions there. Remember, Bennett had a good start. He was up in 3rd place at one point, fell backwards and had that spin as well, coming out of the S's. Into the final turn now. And they're coming up on Raul Alvarez as well. Alvarez needs to keep his wits about him as we see. That looks like... That's DeCenzo in pit road. I thought it was Chad Simpson. Chad Simpson actually still out on track there. You see him just circulating the track. We should be seeing pit stops very soon. We'll go back to this battle between Flynn Lazier and Jamie Wilson. Still raging on there. Lazier doing everything he can to keep the number 87 behind him as they make their way downhill towards the long straight again. In the background there, I think. Oh no, that was Raul Alvarez, sorry. Alvarez still struggling in that number 9 machine, as here comes Jamie Wilson again, going to try and dive it on the outside this time as they make their way towards the left-hander. Can he get the move done? No, Lazier going to hold on to the inside. The side-by-side, and Lazier has to back out of it. There's almost contact between the two. Jamie Wilson back up to 4th, but how long will Lazier wait behind the 87 there as they make their way towards the carousel? There is Wilson, there is Lazier. We'll come back to that one in a second. We're still watching a little battle there between Simon Bryant and Liam Quinn now, who's up to 11th. Andreas Eek currently occupying the 10th spot, the last spot in the top 10. And it looks like Andrew Wood's starting to get away from him as well as he's trying to catch up to Riley Thompson. Andrew Kinsella up there in P7 as well. And we've got Dan Lee Ench in pit road as well, making his pit stop. Was that for anything insignificant, or... Let's take a look. Just brought it in for a scheduled pit stop. So pit stops are underway here. And Simon Bryant in pit road as well now. So let's see if Bryant can get it out in time. There he goes. And he comes out just alongside Joe Flanagan. As Bryant gets it all wrong on those cold tyres. Eric O'Connor just coming out of pit road as well. He's dropped down to P20. Ray Kingsbury in pit road. There's Tim Miller. There is Jonathan Goke. We've got green flag pit stops underway here. Question is, will one of the leaders make it in soon? Who will be the first one to blink? As looks like Zach Campbell starting to close that gap between himself and the leader Joshua Chin. Jamie Wilson, meanwhile, starting to get away from Flynn Lazier. And they're both getting away from Henry Bennett again. This is going to stretch the field out there. Andrew Wood still chasing after Richard Holt. So from the pit stops, Joe Branch is now being promoted up to P16. With Chris Cahill right behind him. Joe Flanagan not pitted yet. Seems to be struggling around here. And has already got the man that's already pitted. That is Simon Bryant. You see Bryant, I made that mistake out at turn 1 on those cold tyres. Has got it back up and running again. And is chasing down the 53. And is a cool 16 seconds ahead of Eric O'Connor, who's already made his pit stop as well. As we've got people in pit road, that's the two teammates, Andrews Eek and Andrew Wood. See how they do here. And Eek is already up and running. Andrew Wood. Long time in his box there. I think he might have got a penalty or something. Very slow pit stop there for the man in 32. Chad Simpson there, just coming out of the S's and down towards the backstretch. He's got Adam Dock still behind him. That Campbell still trying to chase down Joshua Chen. They're already 11, well, 9. Well, he's already 9 seconds to the good over at Adam Blocker. There's Jamie Wilson. There's Flynn Lazier. There is Henry Bennett. I keep leaving that graphic up. I don't know why. Andy Kinsella there is finally shaking off Riley Thompson. Thompson falling backwards a bit now, almost falling back into the grasp of Liam Quinn. There is Quinn. We've got another taker down pit road. That is Riley Thompson. Down in pit road now. And let's see what this pit stop does for him. Gets in a bit sideways there into his pit box. We've got another driver in pit road. I believe that's Raul Alvarez. And it is. He's been in pit road for over 3 minutes now. Really struggling tonight. Man in the 9. As we're still waiting for Riley Thompson. Thompson might have problems here. 22.7 in his box. That is going to hurt him here. As there is Joshua Chin trying to make his way around lap traffic. Didn't quite see who that was. It might have been... Yeah, it was Kingsbury they were making their way around as the leaders are in. You see it right there. So the leaders in pit road right now. Let's see how this one works out for both of them. Who is going to win the race off pit road there? As you see Adam Blocker coming into pit road just behind them. Joker's already made his pit stop, so he's gone to get his lap back. To Jamie Wilson and Lynn Lazier in pit road as well. As here comes Henry Bennett. And oh my goodness me! That Campbell going to win the race off pit road here. a disaster here for Joshua Chin. He's only just leaving pit road right behind Adam Blocker. Chin, big problems there. Almost immediately going to put the pass on Adam Blocker here as they go into turn 1. But Chin now has it all to do. He's already 10.8 seconds behind Zach Campbell. Jamie Wilson out of pit road ahead of Flynn Lazier. Henry Bennett just leaving pit road now. Andrew Kinsella just leaving pit road himself. He's been in. As has Richard Holt, 8.1 in his box. Very good stop for him. As he comes up behind Liam Quinn. 7.9 in his box. As there is someone going off there, I believe. That is, oh! Andrew Kinsella in trouble. Big trouble there for Kinsella. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Coming down the hill. And it just snapped right on him. Oh, big hit into the barriers. And Andrew Kinsella, you can pretty much put a fork in him. I believe he might be done. Meanwhile, back at the front, Zach Campbell, a big lead now, but Joshua Chin trying to close that gap between himself and Campbell. And these guys looking for the second race wins of the season. We've not had a multiple winner here this season so far. This is what the battle is here tonight. Flynn Lazier and Jamie Wilson, still nothing separating these two. As the battle still rages on for 4th place. Lazier doing everything that he can to close the gap between himself and the team talent driver. And they've got a huge gap over Henry Bennett. Bennett must have had a problem in pit road as well. Simon Bryant up to P7 now. He's a good 2 seconds ahead of Richard Holt there. You see him in the background. And there is Andreas Eek. He's managed to get a jump on his own teammate in the pit stops. There is, I believe that's Stanley Ench right behind them. And it is. He is in P23. About to be lapped by Liam Quinn. They make their way through the S's now, and Liam Quinn trying to close the gap between himself and Eek. Eek is up to P9 now, and his impressive form still continuing here. He's in the top 10 very nicely. I'd love to get another win though. That is the game. That is the aim. Winning Kentucky's first ever win in the Indy Elite Series. As Riley Thompson running wide in the background there, that's going to let John Downing try and close the gap between himself and both of them. We're already halfway through this race. Zach Campbell is your leader. And we will give you a halfway report when he crosses the line, so we can give you a rundown of who is where in the field. At the moment though, Campbell on lap 15. Running through the S's very smooth. And the gap now between Chin and Campbell is up to 10.5 seconds again. Henry Bennett running by himself. We've got not really any battles there. Liam Quinn still trying to close the gap between himself and Andreas Eek. A bit further back, Eric O'Connor having a battle with Adam Dock now. And the battle obviously between Flynn Lazier, who's got past Jamie Wilson again. That battle's still raging on. It's been raging on since lap 1 between these two. But Lazier has the position. Jamie Wilson wants it back. He's going to set him up for another pass here. No, he's not close enough this time round, and Lazier able to hold on for now. You've got to wonder, is Wilson playing cat and mouse with Lazier right now? It looks like they're having fun out there on track. Just battling away, keeping it clean. Further back, Joe Flanagan there in P20. He's about 3 seconds ahead of Jonathan Go. You can see him right there. We've got 21 drivers on the lead lap of the 28 that started. DiCenzo and Plunkett, the first ones to put it on the hauler, I believe. They retired on lap 1 and 2 respectively. Niall McBride having a tough time in the early running. He put it on the hauler early on as well, as did Raul Alvarez. He was having a tough time too, and Andrew Vitelli, you saw him going off there and damaging his car beyond repair. He is also out of this race. Danny Ench is still running, so we still have 23 cars on the track. Tim Miller there, the independent driver driving the 96. He's run there in P22. First driver 1 lap down. You see Jonathan Goke there trying to close the gap between himself and Joe Flanagan. Flanagan doing everything he can to close the gap between himself and Kingsbury, as we see Jonathan Goke go off in the background. Not able to get that car hooked up around here, the man driving for LLM. The battle between Flynn Lazier starting to trail off a little bit. They have had lap traffic. That's Tim Miller in the background there. I said it was a matter of time before Jamie Wilson got by him again, and he did. So with us being halfway now, we're going to go through the results of the race as they stand so far. Zach Campbell is your leader. Joshua Chin is in second after a mistake in pit road. Adam Blocker sits in third, Jamie Wilson in fourth, and Flynn Lazier. Those two have been battling all race long so far. Sixth is Henry Bennett, seventh is Richard Holt, eighth is Simon Bryant, ninth is Liam Quinn, 10th is Andreas Eek, 11th is Riley Thompson, 12th is John Downing, 13th is Andrew Wood, 14th is Chad Simpson, 15th is Eric O'Connor, 16th Adam Dock, 17th is Joe Branch, 18th is Chris Cahill, 19th is Ray Kingsbury, and around 90 top 20 is Joe Flanagan. That is the rest of the field on the screen right there. We're still focused on Jamie Wilson here as he's starting to pull away from Flynn Lazier now. So this battle's starting to break down a bit now. Finally a bit of separation between the two. Simon Bryant, meanwhile, still battling out with Richard Holt there. Richard Holt just holding on to the lead by about 0.7 of a second between himself and 22 as they make their way through the S's again. A bit of cloud cover now on the track. That's good old Mother Nature makes a liar out of me. Out of the S's they come down the hill towards the tight left-hander, which will bring them onto, or down to the hairpin, sorry, that'll bring them onto the back straight. And look at Simon Bryant really closing in on that corner now. Has the draft of Richard Holt as they make their way towards the left-hander. Is he going to try and take the position? He moves to the left of Holt. Side by side as he goes to the corner, and Simon Bryant takes the position away and moves himself up to P7. Good move there by the man in the 22. Gets a bit of wheel spin coming out of the corner. Meanwhile, right behind him, Liam Quinn just getting around Andreas Eek as well. Eek is under pressure as well from Riley Thompson. See Thompson right there, right behind Eek. And make the way through the left-hander down towards the carousel. And we've got tyre spin there. We've got a battle there between John Downing and Andrew Wood. Wood making the inside pass there on Downing. We've got a few battles appearing here as Wood gets it all wrong. And Downing says, yes, thank you, I'll have that position back. Now Wood has to do it all over again to try and get himself back up the field here. I believe they might have to make one more pit stop before this race is said and done. You see the red line ace sticker on Mercedes Racing number 40. Autosport, sorry. As Joshua Chin, still in second place. We've got to go back to him for a second. The gap still staying 9.5 seconds, 10.5 seconds. It's not coming down at all. Zach Campbell just making his way through turn 1 there. He's just put a lap on Ray Kingsbury. That battle not really going anywhere. Richard Holt and Simon Bryant, meanwhile, still battling it out. Lazier, I wonder if he's got some damage on his car because he's fallen to 7 seconds behind Jamie Wilson. Not really seen any incidents happen between the two. Go back for the field, sorry for the cutters. There it is. There's the reason why he fell so far back. Going into the final corner, the tail got away from him, and that was the spin that lost him all that time. Managed to get it going again, but Flynn Lazier really putting himself on the back foot here as he's now starting to close the gap between himself and Jamie Wilson. We are back live again as he's just coming out of the S's. I don't have instances of teammates working together here, but currently fighting it out for positions right now as Liam Quinn still staying ahead of Andreas Eek. Just as a reminder, you are watching round 9 of the Indy Elite Series as they are taken to the track here for the Indy Elite Classic here at the Circuit of the Americas. And we've got a couple of drivers here trying to become the first repeat winner of the season. Zach Campbell in the catbird seat right now, as he's now 11.3 seconds ahead of Joshua Chin. If you've just joined us, as Joshua Chin in pit road, if you just joined us, Joshua Chin making a very uncharacteristic mistake in pit road. I believe it was for a penalty. As Chin in pit road again now. Let's see. Oh, he gets it all wrong into his pit box this time. Let's see how this one does for the man in Tim Talent machine, and gets it right this time, right by 8 seconds in his box. You see the coach Shendo's car still in pit road, and Joshua Chin rejoins right behind Henry Bennett there. Bennett having a very lonely race right now, sitting in the last spot in the top 5. So there is Bennett. Joshua Chin back there just made his pit stop. He's going to be closing in on Bennett very soon on those fresh tyres, I should imagine. Adam Blocker trying to close the gap between himself and Zach Campbell, but to no avail so far. Blocker there in second place is a good 13 seconds ahead of Jamie Wilson. A gap between Wilson and Lazier not coming down. And Henry Bennett only 3 seconds back now from the 4. Meanwhile, back further through the pack. The battle still going on between Andreas Eek and Riley Thompson. Thompson trying to close that gap there. He gets it closed down as they come off the back straight. They're not going to get it done so far. As Liam Quinn is having issues here. They've closed it to the back of the 44. And Quinn trying to get around Jonathan Goke, who's been shown the blue flags, and Goke running wide. Quinn almost follows him. They come out of the carousel as Goke runs wide, stays in front of Quinn here. Very defiant so far, as Quinn's going to have to pass him the hard way, it seems. Goke able to hold on to the trap position here. Back to Zach Campbell there. 13 seconds of gap between himself and Blocker. Go back to Quinn there. He's still not able to get around Jonathan Goke, and that's letting Andreas Eek close in, and Riley Thompson. They don't want to get within push the pass range, otherwise it's going to be lights out for Liam Quinn as far as the top 10 goes. Liam Quinn now going to try and use a push to pass on Jonathan Goke. I'm pretty sure Goke is doing everything he can to stay ahead and try not to lose another lap here, as there goes Liam Quinn to the inside of Goke. Goke still not giving it up, still fighting Quinn even though he's a lap down. Quinn finally gets around him. So, oh, as Goke goes off again, there goes Eek and Thompson. And Goke really having trouble around here. Andrew Wood 1 lap down. He's been lapped so far by the leaders, or leader. As there is Zach Campbell. And Jamie Wilson up to 3rd place. Lazier now starting to close the gap, but look at the distance between Lazier and Henry Bennett. You saw it right there on the screen. Bennett trying to close the gap very quickly. Well, as quickly as he can, and it's working so far. Taking a second off the 4 so far since we last saw him. And Joshua Chin just sitting back there on those fresh tyres. The problems for Andreas Eek, he's fallen out of the top 10 here. As he's actually no problems for him, he's just made a pit stop. My bad. So Eek has been in pit road, Eric O'Connor in pit road, so is John Downing. Adam Dark and Andrew Wood have just been in pit road themselves. Nobody else going to take a pit road. So, yeah, as with less than 10 laps to go here, I wonder if people are going to try and make it to the end here, as we've got, looks like we've got wing damage on the front of Zach Campbell's car. That is odd. He's just got around Andreas Eek, I believe. You get any damage trying to get around him? No, the damage was already there. So Zach Campbell nursing some wing damage here. Adam Blocker going to be the next one to try and pass another Team Talent driver. That is going to be Andrew Wood. He's going to try and pass. As we've got Liam Quinn and Riley Thompson in pit road now. So Quinn and Thompson hit their box nicely. Quinn down and away very quickly, as is Riley Thompson. 6.4 in his box, as well as Quinn, 7.8 in his box. So interesting pit stops between the two drivers. Riley Thompson is back out on pit road, right behind Liam Quinn though. So let the battle commence here between the two. I'm wondering if Riley Thompson only took fuel there. He's in his pit box a lot quicker than Quinn. As you saw right behind them, that's Zach Campbell coming to put a lap on them now. As Riley Thompson dives into the inside there, they're battling right in front of the leader. This is going to be scaring Zach Campbell ever so slightly. Is Campbell going to try the outside line on Quinn on the backstretch here? Quinn going to let him have it. And here comes Campbell again to the inside of Thompson. Zach Campbell putting a lap on the two drivers that have been they were battling right in front of him at one point. That must have been scary for the Deuce. Henry Bennett just coming out of pit road now, and see Dan Lee Ench just coming out of pit road as well. He's now 2 laps down. The Bennett comes out in 7th place. Simon Bryant, we've just seen him in pit road. He is behind Adam Dock now, who's yet to pit. Oh, he's already pit, sorry, never mind. Ignore the man behind the curtain. So Dock actually getting a jump on Simon Bryant for the pit stops. Bryant gets it all wrong again. Through the same corner. Not having the best of times in... Well, he's having a good race. He's in P8, so... Oh, P9, sorry. Apologies, my ATVO is playing up as Zach Campbell's in. Campbell down and away. Is Campbell going to get out ahead of Joshua Chin? That's the question. The answer is yes. As there's Chin just coming down pit road again. Chin back in front of Adam Blocker, crucially though. Now with 6 laps to go, does Joshua Chin have enough in that machine to try and close the gap to Zach Campbell? He's been out there a lot longer than the two. Jamie Wilson and Flynn Lazira are both in pit road, by the way. And they both are coming out of pit road. As Richard Holt is now in pit road. Henry Bennett going to take the position back off him. Liam Quinn and Chad Simpson in a battle now. Chad Simpson been out on track 11 laps now. Made his way up from the field by way of pit stops as Tim Miller goes around. Now Chad Simpson's going to bring a pit side. Now Liam Quinn has to contend with Danley Ench. Ench lets him by. Adam Dock in pit road as well now. So it looks like the pit stops have cycled themselves out. Joshua Chin though, trying to close the gap between himself and missed that graphic. Trying to close the gap between himself and Zach Campbell. The gap is now down to 4.6 seconds. It was 5.5 seconds last time around. We have 5 laps to go. Has he got enough to try and close that gap even more, or even make a battle out of this? As looks like that Campbell dealing with more lap traffic there as he gets around Chad Simpson. Andrew Wood starting to get himself into a battle with John Downing now. Joe Flanagan in a battle with... Oh, nobody. Never mind. The battles battles are very scarce around here right now. Riley Thompson and Liam Quinn still battling it out here at COTA for the final 2 spots in the top 10, 9th and 10th. Liam Quinn in 9th. Riley Thompson occupying on that last spot in the top 10. Runs a bit wide coming out of the final turn. Not going to hurt him too much though. Andrew Seek trying to close that gap between himself and Adam Dock now. As Adam Dock actually... No. I don't know what ATVO is doing. Riley Thompson. As the gap between Riley Thompson and Andrea Seek is 3.8 seconds, so the gap is coming down between the 58 and the 76. There is Riley Thompson. He's actually lost a bit of time to Liam Quinn now. I wonder if he's made a mistake there. He's right there going up into turn 1. It looks like he's just backed off and let Quinn get away a bit. Not really any battles going on as this. Oh, just cut to the battle between John Downing and Andrew Wood. John Downing getting very sideways, going on to the backstretch. Cut to another replay of that. And he was trying to defend the position, then gets it sideways coming out of the corner. Able to hold on. Great drift driving there. This battle commencing there between Downing and Wood. As Downing runs wide, Wood's going to take advantage of this now. Their side by side is to go for the carousel. Who's going to win this little battle? Wood is going to have the inside line when they go to the left-hander. And he duly takes away the position from Downing. Good little dice there between the 32 and the 40. Have more of that, please. Got 3 laps to go here at COTA. Jamie Wilson and Flynn Nazir, actually, hostilities. I thought they were going to resume there. Flynn Nazir has actually got the gap down to 3.6 seconds, but the man in the catbird seat right now is this man we're riding on board with, Mr. Zach Campbell. As that is Adam Dock is closing in on. Led this thing after the first round of pit stops after Joshua Chin made a very uncharacteristic mistake. You see Chin just coming through the penultimate corner into the final corner there. Popsicle sticks are going to be out this time by Zach Campbell. Only going to circulate this track 2 more times. Once he crosses the line, of course. Trying to negotiate his way around lap traffic though. That is Adam Dock in front of him. Oh, taking a very uncharacteristic line out of the corner there. The 2 teammates almost coming to blows. Take another look at that. Dock very slow at the corner and Campbell, did he lose his front wing of that? Oh, he did! Wow. The problems here for Zach Campbell late on with 2 laps to go. Missing half of his front wing. Is that going to let Joshua Chin close in? No, Chin loses time. Not sure why. Let's go back and find out. And that's why. As he goes his way through the tight right-handers, just loses the back end, does a 360, gets it back up and running again, but he's lost crucial time there. Joshua Chin, as, yeah, that's an iRacing glitch, I thought it might be. That Campbell miraculously has his front wing back again. Anyway, Adam Blocker been very lonely there in 3rd place, not had a very entertaining race for himself. He's going to make it a power slide 1 and 3 though. Would love to have another power slide member, Henry Bennett, in the top 5. As I'm seeing lots of tyre smoke up ahead of Henry Bennett. Flynn Lazir is too far ahead. It'd be probably one of the lap traffic as Richard Holt running by himself as well. He's got Simon Bryant there, but he's 2.2 seconds behind him. Liam Quinn right there ahead of Riley Thompson now. Thompson just, again, as we already mentioned, let Quinn get away. Andrea Seek, after his mistake earlier on, he is back up to P11. As we should be seeing the white flag come out this time for Zach Campbell. All he's got to do is keep it on the black stuff. We've got a problem for I just seen somebody wrecked in pit road. It's Danny Ench. Big problems there for Ench. But anyway, we are on the final lap, as the graphic will tell you. Zach Campbell has led this thing since the first round of pit stops. He's led 18 laps in total. This will be the 19th lap led. And this was because of a mistake in pit road by Joshua Chin. And Zach Campbell doing what he does best, capitalising on the mistake and getting himself out there, and is not giving it up ever since. He's been right there dominating at the front, and you see him, he's coming to the back of Jonathan Gokte. You see him on the left hand side of your screen. Tim meanwhile having to deal with lap traffic. Adam Blocker starting to close the gap between himself and Chin. Blocker doing everything he can to try and make it a 1-2 for Power Slide here, but Zach Campbell comes off the backstretch there. And down towards the carousel for the final time here tonight. Been absolutely clinical out on track here tonight. Again, capitalising on a mistake by Joshua Chin. And all he's got is 2 more corners before he becomes the season's first repeat winner here. Out of the final turn, and Joshua Chin wins it at COTA. Becomes the season's first repeat winner. Joshua Chin for second place here. A great result there for Zach Campbell, as he brings it across the line for his second win of the season. Joshua Chin in second, Adam Blocker for third place, Jamie Wilson in fourth, Flynn Lazier in fifth, only 1.4 seconds behind in the end. We are going to step away for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with some of the interviews from the top 3 very shortly. So do not go anywhere. You do not want to miss the interviews. Back soon.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press.
Saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried, there's contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Andrew, join us live here at COTA. As for some reason the checker flag thing has come up again. So we are going to go there. So we're going to try and speak to Zach Campbell. Nobody in the chat so far, which is so. I'm going to try and get hold of them if we can. And I'm hoping to get a hold of the leaders. What a race we've seen though while we're recapping. Zach Campbell bringing home the win there, capitalising on a mistake by Joshua Chin, and here he is right now. We're going to speak to the winner of tonight's race here at COTA for the Indy Elite Classic. Zach Campbell picking up your second win here tonight, capitalising on a mistake by Joshua Chin. You didn't even look back from there, so that must feel good, right?
Yeah, I didn't get enough time to prepare my lines. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what happened in that race. That was certainly interesting, to say the least, between me and Chin. Because I know at some points we each had required repairs, and oh boy, that was a workout for sure, especially with the cold track temp and the tons and tons of grip.
Absolutely, but you still managed to work it in your favor tonight, Zach. I mean, despite Chin getting away at the start, you didn't let him get into the distance. I mean, kept him within arm's length, and then the pit stop came along. And were you expecting him to make a mistake like that, or were you just expecting it to just be a normal run in the mill and just race it to the end?
I thought I could just ride in behind him there, because that's what I did. We had a gentleman's agreement, though we weren't going to fight on the first lap and just try and make it through. And that's what we ended up doing. And then I just kind of slid in behind him and was just going to try and fuel save, and eventually that ended up working out for me just because I didn't get in a fight with him, and I was able to do what I needed to do.
Absolutely, and a great result here for Powerslide Motorsports on the whole. I mean, yourself and Adam Blocker on the podium. Unfortunately, Henry couldn't get it into the top 5 near the end there, but a good result again for Powerslide Motorsports. You've got to be happy with your team right now.
I really am. I think we did a really good job tonight. I'm really happy with where we are, and one thing I want to do is say thank you to Andrew Kinsella for the set before the race. We were running on mine, and this was it wasn't as good as this one. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, tough race for Andrew tonight. Got it all wrong on the tail end of the circuit, and unfortunately hitting the barriers there. He can't have been very happy with that.
No, he said he crashed and then he left. That's all I know.
As far as I know, he's playing Football Manager now, so anyway. Well, anyway, Zach, great result here tonight, and looking ahead to the next race, what do you reckon he could bring there? Can he bring up win number 3?
Well, really, my only goal for the next race is just to beat Ray Kingsbury's incident total of 79 for tonight. I was more impressed by that than anything. I think that was a much better drive than I had, quite frankly, and I hope that I can dwarf that next week.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, Zach, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to? I know you've got a lot of people to thank, so I'll let you take the floor.
I'd like to thank me, myself, and I, because I'm the greatest driver this league has ever seen, and quite frankly, everyone just basks in the wake of my magnificence.
Okay, Zach, very bold statement there, and congratulations on your win tonight, and we'll see you next week at Barber.
All right, see you.
As that was Zach Campbell taking all the credit for the win there. I don't blame him one bit. The confidence must be running through the roof as we're going to bring in our second place finisher, Mr. Joshua Chin. Josh led for the early part of the race there, but it all came undone in the pit stops. What happened there?
Driver tied getting too much on pit entry and just sped probably 5-10 miles an hour over and didn't get it woed up enough in time to not get the penalty.
Yeah, and that really put you on the back foot for the most part. I mean, second place, it's not the result you wanted here tonight, but still got to be happy with the performance in the team talent machine.
Yeah, the race went really well overall. Happy with the pace. I figured me and Zach were going to be kind of right there on top of each other, and sure enough, it was right there. But disappointed, kind of threw it away.
Really well. Other than that, it was a pretty quiet race. I mean, you made an early pit stop on in the second part of the race to try and gain some time. You did gain a bit of time on Zach Campbell. Ultimately, not enough. How did you feel your race went? How was the setup? I believe this is the first time Indy Elite have run here. How did the track feel for you?
Car was great. I love COTA, especially in the Indycar. It was a really fun combination. Testing all week, getting ready for the official setups this week with Craig Setup Shop. So overall, love the track and the setup. I think I maybe could have gone a little bit more out of the setup, but overall, it was really, really fast.
Yeah, and moving on to next week, we go to a track you won here last season on your way to your championship. Do you reckon you can do it again next time?
I hope so. It'd be nice to get another win on the season now that, someone else has finally won 2 races. So hopefully make up a little more ground in the standings. I know tonight Andrew had some problems and I finished ahead of Adam. So that helps make up a little bit of spots. I'm up to 10th now, I think. So got to go get the guys ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, 3 more races to make up the positions. I'm pretty sure you can do it. You're not a champion. You're a champion for a reason, Joshua. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be right up there when we go to Indy next in May. Before we let you go, Josh, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before you go away?
Yeah, I got to give thanks to everyone at Team Tout, Team Chimera, all their work and dedication this week. A lot of feedback has been given on the car, so helping everyone go through, and just hats off to Zach. He ran a good race, and hopefully race each other more at Barber. I know we both like Barber.
Absolutely. 2 drivers in the top 5 as well, with Jamie Wilson finishing in 4th as well. Congratulations for the second place. Not the result you wanted, I know, Josh, but still more points on the board. And yeah, we'll see you next time when we go to Barber.
Yep. Thank you guys for the broadcast, and thanks to Joe for the race.
That was Joshua Chin there. Adam Blocker is not connected to the Discord chat, so I believe that might be it for tonight's broadcast. But what a race we've seen here tonight. Mistakes were made, but lots of close racing around the field, especially the highlight of tonight's race being the battle between Flynn Lazier and Jamie Wilson. They were throwing absolute bombs at each other until, unfortunately, Flynn Lazier had that spin coming out of the final corner, but managed to get the time back after the pit stops. And also battles going on for Liam Quinn, John Downing and Andrew Wood having one hell of a battle near the end there, bringing it home in the end after, just battling all around. A great result all round, and definitely going to be something worth watching back if you are watching after this is live. Anyway, let's go to the results for tonight's race, and coming home with the win is Zach Campbell. Joshua Chin comes home in 2nd place after the mistaken pit road cost him the win here tonight. Adam Blocker rounds out your top 3 and finishes on the podium. Jamie Wilson and Flynn Lazier 4th and 5th, but they were in one hell of a battle, as I've already mentioned, Jamie Wilson winning that little dice in the end there. Henry Bennett just outside the top 5 in 6th. Richard Holt coming home for a very good 7th place. Simon Bryant 8th. Just would have been a bit higher had he not made those mistakes out of turn 1. Liam Quinn in 9th. And Riley Thompson, a very good top 10 for him here tonight. Andreas Eek, winner from Kentucky. He finishes just outside the top 10 in 11th. Eric O'Connor in 12th. John Downing in 13th. And Andrew Wood in 14th. Last driver on the lead lap. Adam Dock in 15th. 16th is Chad Simpson. 17th is Joe Branch. 18th is Chris Cahill. 19th Ray Kingsbury. And Joe Flanagan settling for 20th in the end. 21st is Jonathan Goke. 22nd Tim Miller. 23rd was Danny Ench. 24th was Andrew Kinsella. 25th Raul Alvarez. 26th was Niall McBride. 27th was Dakota DiCenzo, and Adam Plunkett was 28th, the last driver to take the green here tonight. Bradley Walters, Sage Combs, and Michael Peters not taking the green here tonight. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight here at COTA. This has been ESPN. This has been round 9 of the series, the Indy Elite Classic. Next time you see us on your screens with the Indy Elite Series, they will be taking the turn and going to Alabama for the 10th round of the series at Barber. Joshua Chin looking to get another win at that track. He dominated last time we were there, and hoping to do it again here in 2019. Looking ahead on our schedule tonight, we also have another broadcast that's scheduled to go off any minute now. So if you're looking for some truck action tonight, then do not hesitate to head over to Tony Trapasso and possibly myself if I can get the time in, as the I-States Racing Series, the IFOD Series, heads to Auto Club. Definitely going to be an interesting race for those guys as they continue their series. Tomorrow we are off. Tuesday we are off, and then Wednesday we are off as well, as Top Fuel Racing are on hiatus at the moment. They will be back on April 3rd for the next round of the series. They will be going to Pocono, so make sure you check out that one when it comes along. Thursday we return to the Soma Racing League as they take their turn on the 2 miles of Auto Club. Friday we will be off again, and then you can join Derek and firstly Adam in the booth for NASCAR Online as they head to Martinsville for the next round of the series in that one. But for myself, that is going to do it for us here tonight. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you over on the other side for I-States Racing. Have a good night, everybody, and good night.